Hey everybody, it's your boy Pee Wee back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about the manhwa that I just got done finished reading the first season of. I think if I remember correctly, there's 40 chapters in the first season. And I just have to say, man, am I blown away. When I first heard of this manhwa, I I read it and I was like, triple F class trash hero. I don't know if it would really be something that I would like. I'm not really a huge fan of like these triple F or like I don't want to say triple S's because there are some good triple S's ones like triple S class Suicide Hunter, but these like game world kind of ones, like as much as I enjoy them when I read them, but it's not what I really go for in terms of like a manhwa. I'm more of like a Murim, Jiangyu, type person than a game world. But as I said, I just finished reading the first season of this one, and I was blown away. Um, this did not go at all how I expected it to. The story off the rails. The main character, psycho. Like, like I've read, some evil main characters of like comics before, and like this dude just. He's not even evil. He just does it because he feels like it. Like I remember one scene in this where he was literally like something like he was in like an orc camp or whatever, and like the elf next to him was like basically like dying, and bro literally just reaches over and stabs her in the neck with the sword and just kills her, and he's just like, I mean, like the look on his face is pretty much is like, well, she's gonna die anyways. I might as well be the one to get the XP, and just stabs her and kills her. No hesitation, no remorse, nothing. Um, I really found it. What really threw me for a loop was I think it was around chapter like 30ish, where he goes to like go kill a baby dragon, and then next thing he knows, it's this full grown, overpowered like old dragon who's like on its last legs, but is still super powerful, and he tries to run away from it because he's like, oh no, I can't beat that. But then like a chapter later, they're like best friends cruising through the entire continent, just massacring all these different like people of all these different races. He's just having the time of his life, smile on his face, thinking that the dragon, who is an evil dragon, is just, best friend, his good old comrade, just massacring all these people with, who in turn he eventually ends up killing the dragon for, as you can guess, XP, because, he wants all the XP regardless of how he gets it. So, but I will say, I was truly just blown away by how just crazy this manhwa really is. And I'd say the art's pretty simple. I mean, it's just there are like really good like artistic scenes where with like facial expressions that he makes, or the fights have pretty good art as well. But the art is rather simplistic in my opinion. But I'd still, I think for this type of manhwa, the simplicity of it really makes the chaoticness of the story stand out so much more. And I would definitely, I would definitely prefer it that way. I would say the characters seem pretty good. From what I could really remember from the first season is the only like there only seems to be one main character, which is him. And then like there's a couple side characters, like the one archaeologist girl, Luvella, who basically summoned him to the world and is like a partner and like goes around on his adventures with him. There's the porter, like the slave he picks up in like one of the first couple chapters from the slave auction. And then the teacher instructor who's supposed to be guiding him down the right hero path, which by the way, being a trash hero, yeah, I don't think he could be any further from a hero with the way he just massacres people with no hesitation, does whatever he wants. Like he's not even like a nice person. Like basically he's so self-centered, but it's like it's not to the point where you don't like him. Like you like him as a main character. But he is the typical person that you would hate if it wasn't the main character. Um so yeah, so I'd give this one like 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10. as I said, the art's a little simplistic, but I think it does well. The story's really good. There isn't like a whole lot of world building because it's basically just a game world. At least in the first season, it's just a game world continent where it's like there isn't like too much going on. The characters, there's not really any really main characters as of in the first season. So basically, it's just a main character, which I mean, he's a goated main character with the way he acts. But yeah, so I would recommend it. But that's pretty much all I have to say. Is this, I just had to get on here and talk about it because like the way it made me feel, just going into it and not knowing what to expect. Like I knew like some people have like I've heard things about how like crazy it can be, but I it just it blew me away. I was just not expecting that. So, anyways, see you guys in the next one. Peace.